luck trying to lock out someone wielding an Alyx.
Good luck.
I think it knows. Hello? Do you know? Am I here? Are you gonna shoot at me? I think it's gonna shoot me. Oh, I'm up. Ow, 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 ow! Why did you do this to me? Hello, and welcome back to the Half-Life Alyx series. I believe we're in an Antlions nest, was where we left off. So, no rest for the wicked for us. It's gonna be spicy, I'm sure. This water. Is that cobweb or ice, or it's just weird dusty texture? Anyway, moving on. Plunger. This will be handy, I'm sure. Where the hell are we? This isn't no Antlions nest. It's looking more like a vet's. Upgrade station! It's been far too long. Thank God for you.
I hope you appreciate how much of a pain in the butt it is carrying this vodka around.
I do, but you do have two hands. Could you pick up a second on the way back?
He acknowledged the vodka. That's great, we've still got it, Russ. And he wants two? You know what, Russell? If I find another vodka, I will put it in both my pockets, and then we will never use the pockets again. This I vow. Though I'm not sure we're going to find one in this place. Not unless there's something in the fridge. Not yet, at least. Alright, let's see what we got on the upgrades, at least. Ooh, this one's interesting. So we're going to go over here, and over here. That's them four, and then we need three over here. That's that one, and that one. Ah, we got the rotatey-weighty one, which is going to be slightly trickier, but not really. We've got 47 upgrade points to play with. Oh, baby, that is a lot. So, on the machine gun side of things, we have a reflex sight or extended magazine. Now, we've got a laser sight, so we don't need the reflex sight because this is more of my hip fire gun. That's what I like it for. So the extended magazine is nice because we'll be able to get two bullets, or two kind of, magazines in the chamber there. At the moment, I can't put that in, but it would be quite handy to have two of them in there. We've got the bullet reservoir for the pistol, we've got a reflex sight on that. I think the only thing left is a laser sight, which we don't need, because I like to use this one for more of like precision shooting. And I think that the sight here does that perfectly fine without the laser. And then of course we have the shotgun, which I do like the shotgun, but the shotgun has barely any ammo. So even if we get the auto loader or the double shot, like, usually things die in one shot, and usually things get reloaded very quickly. And we don't really have enough ammo to load much of it anyway, so I think bullet reservoir for the machine gun is probably the best upgrade here. That's what I'm going to go for. And then I guess we've got some spare that we might be able to spend on something, but I think we'll end up having about 15, so it's probably not, 17. Probably not going to be enough. But wow, that upgrade looks pretty cool. That's huge. What the hell?
Wouldn't want to be on the wrong side of that.
Oh my god, we got like a whole tray. How does this work? We've got to put them somewhere. Ah, insert 3 power cells. 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness, we've got like an LMG. I'm not sure why we needed this tray bit here, but that is insanity. Look at that, we've got so much ammo now. That's probably my one qualm with the gun as well, so now we've got so much ammo, it's all stored up. I love that a lot. Sweet. So I think in today's episode, I would like to explore a bit more about the Half-Life lore again, like we did on one of the earlier episodes with Half-Life 1. Only this time I want to talk a bit more about Half-Life 2. Now the events of Half-Life 2 do happen after this game, so it's more of a telling of what happens, or things to come. Which you could argue is spoilers, but the game's been out for so long now that you're going to have to load up a PlayStation 2 if you want to play Half-Life 2. So realistically, these types of videos are the only real way that people are going to be able to know what happens in those games. I almost took the vodka out then. So yeah, without having to go and buy yourself a PlayStation 2, which is just getting more and more out of date as time goes by. So we'll have a little exploration of that. And it provides a bit of a complete experience. Before we do that, let's just have a little look at what we're dealing with here. Ah. That must be the fabled Antlions.
Ah! Oh no,
That's an antlion, Russell.
That's
Leggy.
an antlion?
Yes. So you do know what antlions are.
Yes, they're leggies.
Leggies. We found ourselves a leggy, boys. Let's have a look. Come here. This one's quite tough to pick up. Alright, big teeth. Yep, I think this arm's meant to be over here. Like this. Yep, there's a body there. It's got wings. It's got little mandible-y bits here. Quite spooky. Lots of glowy stuff as well. More of an insect-type creature. That's kind of cool. Be interesting to know if this was something that came from the Combine dimension, or if it was probably one of those things that just kind of leaked through into Zen. Because Zen's more of an interdimension, kind of like halfway point between dimensions, so that's where kind of like the Vortigaunts and the Combine and all these weird and wonderful aliens kind of interjected in between each other. It's because it all kind of happened. It's just like a changing point between worlds. We got the auto turrets as well. These were present a lot in Half-Life 2. And there's our objective, so we are getting closer. But it looks like we've made it to the zoo? Yeah. Yeah, we've made it to the zoo. Sweet. So, where we left off on the Half-Life 1 story was that Gordon Freeman was put into cold storage by G-Man. Ooh, what's that? And he was kind of like prepared, ready for, hey, we got ourselves a wild head crab here. He was prepared, ready for when the world needed him next. And this happened 20 years later. Where did that ammo go? Serious? Gordon Freeman arrives on another train, this time in City 17. This must be one of the Rangers. We'll finish this one quickly. You okay? You got your little boots on as well, and where's that? Oh, you got a skull. Oh, you had a skull. God, you tanked that one like a champ. Get up. Cool. Yes, so 20 years later, Gordon Freeman wakes up on a train, and we're in City 17. Now, things are very different from where it happened in Half-Life 1, because an alien race has since come in and invaded and enslaved the entire of Earth. And these people are the Combine, as we know and love, and are seeing quite a lot in this game. And these guys, sometime over the last 20 years, managed to kind of recognize that we were playing with portals in Zen, and found our location, invaded, and managed to make humanity surrender in 7 hours? And it was dubbed the Great 7-Hour War. But to be honest, the surrender was probably one of the best moves humanity could have made, because it stopped them being completely wiped out by the Combine. And the Combine are a race that prefer to enslave and control the universe rather than destroy it, which is interesting, but also kind of still a bit wrong, I guess. Do we need that? We don't need that. I'm going to put the vodka in this pocket, because I have a gun in this hand, so it makes sense my free hand can grab that. I think things are about to get a little bit antlion-y. Just an inkling. So Gordon arrives on the train to a Combine-enslaved world. You see them with a bunch of stun sticks. There's a bunch of that civil protection units. Oh god, here we go. Right, how do we deal with you? Glowy patches are on the legs there, so that's one leg. 1 second. That'll do. Oh, okay, so Lincoln. 2 legs. What's next? Glowy butt. That's cool, we can deal with that. And then they pop. Okay. Lessons learned. Aha. And it doesn't take long for Gordon to get kind of discovered. One of his old friends from Nova Prospect, holy crud, 3 of them, called Barney, kind of picks him up and explains the situation. But I think we'll put that on hold while we deal with these, because there's a lot going on right now. Here's me thinking we'd have a lot of downtime in this one. Forget we're coming towards the end of the game. That was some sharp shooting. Okay. We get the ammo load of the machine gun and I immediately start using the pistol. Oh, backflips. Very smart. Maybe a single bullet would have been better here. It's hard to tell. Yeah, and so Barney picks him up and he's like, Gordon, I haven't seen you in ages. We need to get you to Dr. Kleiner, who is in a research lab not too far away from where they are. So Barney escorts Gordon. Well, he lets him escape, basically. And then that allows Gordon to get to Dr. Kleiner's lab. But Gordon's escape has kind of like got the attention of the Combine, and they are kind of like running around with their stun sticks, they're hitting all the civilians, causing a bunch of ruckus, and eventually Gordon gets cornered by civil protection units and kind of like smacked around the face with a stun stick. While he's stunned out, oh god, Alyx comes in to save the day and picks up Gordon and escorts him to Dr. Kleiner's lab. Need that blob. Need that blob. I need that blob. I've wasted more bullets on the blob than I probably should have on your head. That was the blob. That was the blob. It's not working. Damn it. What's happening over here? Oh, we have the rare black head crab. How you doing? Oh, tanky. Don't mind if I do. Come here. Nice. Oh, and some ammo. You're packing a lot here. Ooh. What happened to you? It's inside of Dr. Kleiner's lab that Gordon kind of meets up with Eli, who we know and love from this game as well. And Eli is still the leader of the Resistance, and he would like to kind of speak to Gordon in person. So the mission is, or the objective is, for Dr. Kleiner, who, by the way, is like one of the scientists that was in the original Half-Life 1 game as well, that kind of worked with you. So you're meeting up with kind of like your old friends from that kind of era. And they basically want to teleport you directly to Eli, who is currently residing in Black Mesa, which is the original base that kind of like all went wrong in the first place in Half-Life 1. Kind of like a sense of funny irony there to return to your roots, but it's all good fun. And so Alyx goes into the teleport first, and everything kind of goes perfectly fine and swimmingly.
Any news on the data pod?
Your dad's head's down. He's working on it. He's got to be close.
Great.
Nice. But when you go through the portal, a head crab pops out of the vents, who actually is Dr. Kleiner's pet head crab, and kind of jumps in the way of things and breaks the machinery. And that causes you to teleport around a bunch of places all over the place. And you end up like accidentally teleporting into the main Combine facility, which is called the Citadel. It's essentially this huge spire. We saw it at the very start of this game, actually, when we were looking out. That huge tower serves as a base, and in there is a character called Dr. Green, who is basically serving as the Combine's puppet, essentially, or an ambassador between the humankind and the Combine race. And he picks up on who you are, and he knows exactly who you are because he worked in Black Mesa too, and witnessed the events unfold there. So he knows how much of a threat you are. But you teleport out just as quickly as you teleported in, and eventually you end up just outside, like literally about 5 meters away from your original teleporting location, outside of Dr. Kleiner's lab. Sweet. Oh, it auto-loaded, look. I barely even noticed the change. That's so good. I've also noticed the, tiger mask. Now we're talking. They even gave us one on a string. Can I? Oh my god, this is disgusting. I can't see a thing. It's like just like in real life. That's not very useful though. And so instead you in a classic video game way have to go and walk your way to Black Mesa because the teleporting is clearly not going very well for you. And that proceeds pretty much like most of the game, is just you going on foot on a massive journey to go and find Eli and Alyx, who are now in Black Mesa. Along the way, you get like a bit of a feel for kind of how the Combine have invaded and kind of just how much oppression that they've kind of put on the human race. You see them like kind of like beating down resistances. You see all the different classes that have gone on. You see they've weaponized the head crabs. They've kind of put them into little pods and they shoot them down in missiles to kind of like invade areas, which is kind of cool. This looks like a big area, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the double doors over here. Oh, that was really creepy. I don't know why. Oh, I think we just entered the uncanny valley there for a second. Let's take the grenade. Or, better still, let's take the grenade. Anything else in here? Need a hand? Cool. Yeah, and you go through like a bunch of different resistances and different areas and whatnot, and it's all been enslaved by the Combine. It's not very good. Lots of people are oppressed. And eventually you do make your way to Black Mesa. Ah. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the head crab walks the earth. And takes 2 shots because it's powerful. We'll go with powerful. I was gonna say rigged, but maybe it's not rigged. This is beautiful. Holy crud. Look at this. This must be like one of those walk-in kind of zoo areas where they've got all the... I see a squidgy! I have to go see him directly. I thought you were going to stay up for a second there. Oh, and that's when the head crab stayed dead. Fair enough. In Black Mesa there are a bunch of characters that are kind of wandering around. There is a Vortigon, who is kind of part of the Resistance. Still alive, aren't you? So we know that the Vortigons are involved in the Resistance still, which is kind of why they're like helping us out here as well. We've got a bit of a clue that the Vortigons are probably going to stay around for the Resistance. Eli himself is there, Alyx is there, and there's another character called Judith, who I'm not sure what Judith's role is, but Judith is basically there as like an assistant, slash scientist, slash caretaker for Eli, whatever you want to call it, she's there. And Alyx and her don't get on very well. But they have a bit of an argument, and then eventually Alyx is like, you know what, let's take a break, let's go outside and I'll show you a bit of a toy that we've been working on. And that, for everyone who have played Half-Life 2, or I guess know of Half-Life 2, is the fabled gravity gun. Which is basically just like a big old device like this. You can suck up objects and you can push them away from you. So, it's just a bit of like a physics teaser. Half-Life 2 was like kind of one of the big introductions to kind of like physics in general. Things that have kind of never been done before, they kind of pushed the boundaries of, and that was really cool. And the gravity gun was kind of like a big showcase of that physics telling. Yum. Thank you very much. Eee. Even got the blobby tunnels as well. Ah. There's a view to show up. Ah, and you? Oh, you got a mask on. Sorry. I didn't realise we were dressing up. And it's there during the testing of the gravity gun that you meet Dog, who is one of the like more loved characters in the Half-Life universe. Please stay that. I needed you to stay that. It's basically a huge robot dog that was invented purely for the purpose of guarding her Alyx, protecting Alyx. And it does a very good job of that. It's like bulletproof, explosion-proof, it's incredibly strong. Dog is fantastic. Oh, and it's got like dog behavior, so it's all cute and cuddly and whatnot. I like the way we've got like the ambience of, I don't know whether it's just sound effects or whether there's actual kind of like chimpanzees, I guess, lurking around somewhere. Kind of more like birds, I guess. But, yeah, we'll call it jungle ambience. I wonder if we can break these windows with this. We definitely can. Sweet. See what's in here.
Russ, do you think a head crab could turn a gorilla into a zombie?
Honestly, if there's a gorilla on the loose, I'm not sure a head crab's gonna make it much worse.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think the head crab would even make it onto the gorilla before it gets crushed into the earth. But you can try. There's still a food chain in this earth, and there's still things that are definitely higher up on the food chain than the head crabs. I may as well just enjoy this for fun. But But during your like playing with Dog and with Alyx in the garden with the new gravity gun, the Combine invade Black Mesa. They've somehow worked out your position and they launch a full-scale assault. During that, you kind of like run back to try and find Eli, but you get cut off because the base is kind of collapsing, and you get cut off from Alyx as well. And this leads you to go down a path towards a location called Ravenholm, which is one of those places that's just not really fun for anyone to go to. Oh my god. It's the chapter itself is called We Don't Go to Ravenholm, and it sticks in my mind as one of the like most legendary chapters of Half-Life 2, because it's absolutely full of headcrab zombies, and it's probably one of the scarier chapters of the game, if not the scariest chapter of the game. It's very dark, it's very like witchy, like kind of like old school medieval kind of town, and it's absolutely chocker with headcrab zombies of all different types. You've got the regular headcrab zombies we've seen here. There's the black headcrabs, which are very different to the black headcrabs in this game, in that they're poisonous and they drop you down to 1 HP. It does eventually regenerate, but it's a bit mad. And there's also the fast headcrabs.
What is it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
What is it, Dad?
It doesn't
I've learned
look like
something.
they actually built the weapon. It's like they, I don't know, discovered something. Or maybe they uncovered it.
What do you mean?
If I'm reading this right, they tracked it to an old apartment building in the QC, but instead of going in to get it, they grabbed the whole building and built a vault around it.
Oh, crap. They must have been terrified of this thing.
I'm trying to figure out whether we ought to be.
Combine weapon's not actually a combine weapon. Well, you know. Maybe it's like a big old nuke. Unstable nuke. Can I get up there? Oh no, but there is a crate. So you make your way to Ravenholm. And yes, the fast headcrab types, which are like, I call them werewolf zombies, they just make this horrible like noise and they're really quick, and it's incredibly hard and stressful to deal with, the chapter itself, but really fun all the same. And you get to use the gravity gun to pick up these like saws and throw them at people and it chops them in half. Very cool. And I guess it was a bit more similar to the start of this game where you were down in the like dark sewers with all the headcrabs, but it was a bit more kind of like an entire village / town has been invaded by it. And there's a priest there. Can't remember his exact name. I think I forgot it from my research, but I think it was like Father Grigori or something close to that. And he's basically there saving all of the souls that are kind of left in Ravenholm, trying to kind of like push them, well, kill them, I guess. He's trying to kill all the headcrabs to kind of pass them on to the next life and save anyone that's kind of existing. And he meets up with Gordon, and you fight your way through Ravenholm to eventually get to the other side. Aha. Nice. When you come out the other side, you meet up with a resistance camp, and in there it's kind of where you meet... Oh my god.
Oh god!
How did you even get in there in the first place? You're so flabby. Oh my god, look at it. Was it sitting? Wait, where are you going? No way. You coming in here? I think we're safe. Yes, you meet up with the resistance camp and you kind of contact the old resistance with Alyx and everyone in there, and you realize that Eli has been captured. Sound familiar? And, even better, is being taken to Nova Prospekt for torturing. Who would have guessed? So, your job now is to go and you're unable to stop the train like we do in this game. We stop him before he gets to Nova Prospekt, but in Half-Life 2, you have to go physically to Nova Prospekt and bust out Eli Vance, a big prison breakout, and you do that with Alyx. And of course, there's like another maybe like 6 or 7 gameplay chapters of stuff that you've got to kind of get through before you get there. One of the main kind of sections in that section, which I mean we're kind of watching now, is an antlion invasion. You go to a location that's completely overrun by antlions, and they behave slightly differently in that game than they do in this one. Are they actually dealing damage? It's just a cutscene. They're waiting for us to get involved. Are you kidding me? Ooh, I do spy an explosive barrel there. One lived? I think he lived. Not anymore! Maybe taking out the antlions was the better option, but oh well. We've done it that way. The Antlions in Half-Life 2 behave differently in that when you stepped on the ground, they could kind of sense that you were on the sand, specifically on sand patches, and they would rise up from the ground and then start attacking you that way. So you had to like use the physics engine and the gravity gun to build bridges to kind of clamber everywhere and get through without kind of disturbing the actual ground, which is kind of like a really cool concept. We get the gravity gloves in this one, which I guess is a bit of an extension of the gravity gun. Or an early prototype of the gravity gun, you could say. But, yeah. A bit more involved in Half-Life 2. There we go. Stand up. Doing a little dance. Down, up, down. Where did those antlions go? Ah, there you go. And that was the kind of, like, crawling out of the floor kind of thing that you could see there. I think the 3-burst actually worked kind of well with this. Oh god. Wait a second! Whoa, backflip! Okay, if we can get one leg off, they turn out to be a lot slower. I wonder if that explosive actually hurts me as well. Ah!
3 cells left.
Well, we kind of need to use them now. This is clunky. That'll do it. Else you can kill them just by popping one of the legs. Oh, we're actually out. Ah, but they don't make it easy for you. Come on, come on. Nice. Oh, there's loads of them. We'll switch to 3-burst. It seems to work a lot better for tearing off the legs. Which is kind of cool. It's nice to see some use for the 3-burst. Oh, we are chewing through our ammo, though. I thought I had none left, then. Don't mind me, running away, reloading. I'm ready. Oh, you've gone miles away now. 1 leg. 2 leg. And body. Sweet. And I guess like one of the main things that makes Half-Life 2 just like such a fantastic game, very similar to this one, is the journey that you go on and all the little chapters and nuances that you do in between. I mean, look at where we are now. We're in a zoo. Like, how cool is that? It's just like something that you don't really get to do, or it's like a memorable place that you can think of, and you've got this big old vault in the sky. You know where your objective is, but like the journey we took to get here was just so fantastic. And that's kind of the same with Half-Life 2. You go through like all these memorable places, you have to walk under this massive bridge and kind of like activate gates and whatnot. You've got the sand with all the Antlions, you've got Ravenholm, which is this big old haunted town, and you've got all these kind of like really awesome locations that kind of stick with you afterwards. And you get to do all sorts of unique things while you're there as well. That kind of like just, yeah, they make it memorable, for sure. Is this where I'm meant to go? Or is down there where I'm meant to go? It seems like a bit of a secret, if you ask me. I don't know if we can get back up here once we've gone through. We'll have a look. Oh yeah, there's resin everywhere. We did good. We did very good. Ooh. Hi. We should have switched to single shot there, but that's okay. We don't need to be too conscious with our bullets at the moment. We're doing fairly alright. So you eventually make your way all the way to the end of the Antlion sign of section, and there you fight an Antlion Queen, which I don't think the Antlion Queens are in this game, but they're basically like huge, massive Antlions. And they have these big old heads that they use to like charge and ram you, so it's a bit of an epic fight. And when it dies, a bunch of Vortigons like kind of appear, and they're like, ah, well, thank God for that, because the Antlion Queen was being a bit of a dick. And then they turn the Antlion Queen into a bunch of spores that you then get to use to control the Antlions, because it uses the pheromones that makes the Antlions believe that you are now their queen, which is really awesome. So you can like toss these balls, and the Antlions will go and like kind of attack any target near the pheromone spray that you kind of put out, or you can use them to follow you by just giving them like a little squeeze. And you kind of get trained on how to do that. And with like a kind of like alien army at your disposal, you then get to go and invade Nova Prospekt with this Antlion army, which is the most epic thing ever. Like, can you just imagine one guy showing up with like a bunch of squeezy balls, and they're like, what the hell are you doing? And then he like tosses them, and all these Antlions raise out from the floor, and they start jumping over the walls of the prison, and they're like eating all the guards, chopping down all the turrets and everything. It's a pretty cool scene, and you could like throw them into bunkers, and they all just kind of raise out the sand and like swarm the bunker. It's really cool actually being able to control the Antlion army. So they really help you kind of like break into Nova Prospekt. And it's there that you finally meet up with Alyx, who apparently has already made her way in a stealthy Alyx way that she does. And is just kind of like waiting for you to kind of do it the loud way. Hi. I noticed that there was trip mines here, which got me a little bit scared. Ooh, yeah. A few more here as well. Not enjoying that too much. Is this a locked pad? Ah. How did you die and get stuffed in here? Do I even want to know? Oh, I knew it. We can turn them off. Oh, okay. It's probably less intimidating than I thought. And we get an ammo stockade. Beautiful. Yeah, one of them. Though we haven't taken much damage, if any damage, on this chapter so far, so... That bug gets to live yet again. Have you got any ammo on you? Anything good? Nah. Alright. Fine. So with Alyx now, you kind of make your way into the prison, fight through the prison. They've got a bunch of turrets set up around that you have to kind of like disable and whatnot to get through. And eventually you kind of break in and, using Alyx's mega tool, hack through the systems and find Eli, her father. We might actually set up that health station while we can, just in case we take damage later on down the road. Let's do that. So the next step is getting out of Black Mesa. Not Black Mesa, Nova Prospect. Now that you've kind of rescued her father. I think her father is kind of like strapped into one of those little transport pods that we saw him on the train kind of locked up in. And they just kind of move him around the facility on the little cranes. He doesn't actually get out or anything, which is kind of funny. I guess he's feeling a bit like tired and knocked up, having been stuffed in them far too many times before. Probably gets slightly drugged up as well, so there is that. Starting to see a bit more of the outside world as well. That's kind of cool. Ooh, hello. Close quarters. Can't find the little dot. Oh, why does this always happen to me? I never reload in advance. I think that's my problem. Hello. Ah! There's the damage we knew was coming. I'm stuck in a corner somehow. Can we talk this out? Oh, thank God for jump. Okay. 1 leg, 2 leg. Now you can sit there and scramble about while I figure out how to reload this damn gun. Where are you? Oh, it's running. Not today, Antlion. So, they found a teleporter, basically, in Nova Prospect that is basically very similar to the one that you used to teleport in the very first instance or section of the game. And they're basically going to go and fight their way to that. Along the way, Alyx manages to hack into one of the Combine systems, and they realize that Judith, the lady that she didn't get on with in Black Mesa, has... Well, she's here in Nova Prospect, and she's talking to Dr. Green. Oh my God. Oh God, Jesus. Fire in the hole!
Prison.
What now? Wait, Dad, what?
It's not
Prison?
a vault. It's a prison. They didn't build it to keep us out. They're trying to keep something in.
Keep what in?
I don't know. I'm not sure if this data pod even knows. But they got something trapped in there.
Whoa. Okay. So if it's not a weapon, are we still doing this?
The way I see it, whatever's in there doesn't like the Combine very much. So we got that in common.
True.
So, are we still doing this?
We've come this far. I say we keep going. And if you find out it's something we really shouldn't mess with, we'll call it off.
That's my girl. I'll let you know what I find out.
Prison. Oh, things are getting spicy now. So not a bomb, not a nuke, not a weapon. Potentially a weapon. But a person. What's one person that the Combine would fear more than anything in the world? I wonder. Things are looking good. Yes, and so Judith has betrayed them all. Oh! Oh! And when they get to the teleport scene, they find Judith just outside of it, and so Alyx is like beating down on that head like, you stupid lady, like what have you done? You betrayed us all, you madman. And Alyx makes her kind of like set up the teleport for them to get out. At gunpoint, of course. And just as Eli Vance is kind of getting ready to go into the teleporter, to teleport him back to Black Mesa to make everybody happy and Dundee and all the other stuff. Dandy, I think's the word, not Dundee. Judith rigs the machine, and both her and Eli Vance get teleported to an unknown location. Although we can probably guess it's where Dr. Green is. Most likely the Citadel. That turned on the light and that turned on the green wire, so we now follow the green wire, which goes up here, over here, to there? Okay. Who puts an access point? No! I didn't see them. And the disappearance of Eli and Judith means that the Combine are free to kind of storm the location that they're in, the teleporter zone, and kind of like make a mess basically. So they all kind of storm in while Gordon and Alex are trying to teleport away. Sweet, blue wire now. It's like I'm disarming a bomb. Blue wire goes that way. Right. Yeah, and it's all kind of action-packed escape that they do through this teleport field. And eventually they both get inside the teleporter and do break out of Nova Prospect, which is kind of epic. So they manage to break in using an army of Antlions, rescue the person that they wanted to, and get out relatively unharmed. And the teleport basically takes them back to... Oh, it's right here. Sweet. And now we have to go in here. Oh, and the gate. Ooh. Teleport takes them back to Dr. Kleiner's office, which is the very... Oh my god, please, no. We could use you to blow them up. That works. Now you've got 2. Maybe 1. I suppose you still have 3 left. You've just got 1 in reserve. Takes them all the way back to Dr. Kleiner's office, and Dr. Kleiner's office is that very, 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 very first location that you originally kind of appear to, that Barney leads you to, all the way back in the first chapter of the game. It's basically all the way back to Square Zero. But a week has passed since then. The teleportation of the Combine seems to be a little bit slow, and it took a whole week to get them from Nova Prospect to Dr. Kleiner's office. And in that week, the kind of events that Gordon and Alex did in Nova Prospect kind of sparked a rebellion, and essentially all-out war broke out. So the entire of City 17 has turned into a massive uprising of the resistance. People are fighting everywhere on the streets, and it's all gone to kind of like... It's all gone to hell. Look at, you've got a little tiger statue, that's so cute. We've got 2. Oh. There's some lights. I'll take a look at these. Oh. Put them here. I like that. I like these as well. These are pretty cool. Presume that's the name of the zoo there, the like... I guess like Russian character. Z. I think we can get in there. The story's almost over, by the way. I don't want to like spend the entire episode talking about this, but it's also, I think it's quite interesting. Ah, another one of these just laid by the sides. I didn't see you had a bit of a glowy there. Didn't realise it was Emma. Where'd you come from? Nice. That was the efficient way. Maybe 2 shotgun shells is less efficient, but it seemed pretty efficient to me. Just check the upper ceilings, see if there's any kind of goodies in there. More of these spores as well. It's giving me PTSD of Jeff. So, you and Alex join the resistance, of course, because Eli's stuck, has been betrayed by Judith, teleported to the Citadel. You need Eli, but you also want to take advantage of the giant chaos that seems to be going on inside of City 17. So... Gordon and Alex join the resistance. They use Dog's there as well. It's pretty epic. And they all go storm the streets, jump out with the resistance. Gordon gets to control a little bit of an army of resistances. It's all very epic. And you make your way through hordes and hordes and hordes of Combine to get to City 17. Don't you dare. I'm sure it's not going to blow up. Along the way, you get slightly separated from Alyx and Dog, but it's not too bad because you eventually kind of group up with them a little bit later. And then Alyx uses her Crazy Alyx tool to hack through a gate and basically get you into the Citadel's front entrance. But Alyx kind of decided to go for a little bit of a scout. She climbs a building, gets to the top, and at the top of that building, she gets knocked out. And Alyx, too, has been captured by the Combine. So, you know, Resistance is going fairly well, but the two key members have seemed to have been knocked out and dragged off to the Citadel. Fortunately, Barney is also controlling the Resistance, or helping out with the Resistance. One of the main characters involved there, so maybe we're going to have to do something with the wire before we do this. Go find the cable that's probably lurking around here somewhere. There's the yellow wire here. Deal with you. Yeah, you can have that one. I got this one for you. Did you just drop some resin over there? Are you kidding me? And with Barney's help, you basically put down all of the force fields that you need to get to the Citadel and start to deal with some Striders. Striders are those big three-legged things that you kind of come across in, well, the very start of this game. But you have a rocket launcher and stuff in that game, so it's a lot easier to deal with them than it is on this. This is really cool. It's another Team Fortress memento. Ah. Maybe we're back? Oh, this wire here. Yes. Bingo. Oh, but it's not connected over on this side. Ah, so we reconnect it here. I get it, because we don't need the gate anymore. And back down to here. Brilliant. And now we can go through the snappy people. Hi, snappy friends. Having fun being all snappy snap? We're gonna have to go in that cupboard, aren't we? I should have just dealt with it when I had the chance. Nice. Now, you've managed to do it fairly undetected, so you can sneak your way into the Citadel. And you basically ride one of the pods similar to what Eli got captured in. Oh my god. Can't believe you guys started coming out the pipes. Get back down there. Put headcrab back in pipe. How'd you like that? Then the next one that comes out will see all the bits of headcrab and think, you know what, I'm not coming up there. That's carnage out there. Put the lid on for good luck. There you go, bingo. Right, scanning. Red wire. Red wire goes over here. Turn this on. Yank up the handle. Figured it out! Right? Right. And then I guess we have to connect this back to use the gate, and that should hopefully not turn this on because that's been turned off. Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah, and you ride one of those pods. Combine have arrived. You can hear the big chunky ones. I'm gonna bring this. Although if it gets shot, it's a big problem, but it'll be fine. Oh! Wow, that worked out quite well, actually. Ooh! Ooh! Alright! You gonna chill out, friend? Got a grenade launcher. This is for you! Not too bad. Yeah, and riding one of those pods gives you a beautiful view of the Citadel. You get to see all this mighty facility, you get to see the sheer scale of it, it's massive. There's all sorts of Combine operations going on, millions of Combine everywhere. There's Striders, like, littering the place as well. You know that you're going to be in for a treat. And you get dropped into this chamber, which seemingly disintegrates all of your weapons as well. So you're strapped in the middle of the Citadel, no weapons, all big disaster. But when it tries to take your gravity gun, it kind of has a weird reaction with the gravity gun and supercharges it. So the only thing you kind of have left, these are the pods I'm talking about. So the only thing you have left is, oh, and there's Vortigons in here. You can hear them chanting, same as all they've always been. Can we like have our own Vortigon army here? Like, come on, we can do something here. Surely, is a button or something. All right. Apparently that's not our job. I'll come get you later. Yes, so you've got your supercharged mega gravity gun that can use it to suck up people now. You can suck up people and blow them at other people. It's quite impressive and a lot of fun as well, I must say. And Dr. Green at this point, he's kind of noticed that you're in his building and starting to wreck all of his soldiers. So he appears on all the monitors around the facility and he starts pleading with you. It's like, come on, what are you doing? Like, please. Stop wrecking my stuff! And he seemingly gets more and more desperate as you cause more and more carnage on your way over there. Uh-huh. Ooh. Little break. Revelations. Alright, we'll play some more. I gotta finish my story. Vodka! It's the second piece of the puzzle. Russell wants 2 pieces of vodka. Here you are. Only the finest for you, Russell. We don't need that grenade. Get out of here. Let me just, Oh, come on, get in there. What? Don't tell me the gloves just don't work now. Why can you accept that, but not the vodka? Oh, you can accept the vodka now, but you won't accept 2? What is this monstrosity? How unfair is that? Alex, no! Why will you accept a grenade or a tool, but not 2 pieces of beer? Ah! Okay, I could carry it the entire game, but that's not gonna happen. We've got so much to do, we're gonna have to leave it. You get 1 piece of vodka, Russell. It's good enough for me. It's gonna be good enough for you. We have to save the world during that time as well, so you know. You can deal with that. So I'll quickly wrap up the story here, but basically, you get into another pod during your time at at the Citadel. Ooh. We're so close to the thing now.
They're locking down the area.
Good luck trying to lock out someone wielding an Alyx.
Yeah. Good luck.
I think it knows. Hello? Do you know? Am I here? Are you gonna shoot at me? I think it's gonna shoot me. Oh, I'm up. Ow! 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 Why did you do this to me? Okay. Hi. That'll do. Sweet. So, yes. Gordon gets into another pod, and this time the pod gets scanned and Gordon Freeman gets captured himself. They all get taken to the very top of the Citadel where Dr. Green is. So now, in this kind of like mother's recollection meeting that seems to be going on here in the Citadel, is that the last wire? It's only held up by 1 now. The Autobots have done it all.
Russell! Forge just took down the last substation.
Oh, let me see. Eli, the
They've done it all.
took down the last substation. Brace yourself, Alex.
We're
It's
pretty
gonna
close
come down.
though. Oh!
What the-
Oh. Backup generator.
They've activated some sort of emergency backup. They've activated a backup.
Tell Alex to stop way that back up the stairs. She can shut it down.
Your dad said.
I heard it.
Ooh,
So head
landmines.
towards those beams, right?
Right, that's going to be the backup station.
Oh. The Combine aren't going to be too happy with that.
Nothing. I'm on my way.
I'm sure whoever's in there is going to be worth it. Alright, things just got a little bit spicy. But in that little meeting is Gordon Freeman. Well, yourself, I guess, who gets captured. Dr. Green is there. Oh yeah, show me some Combine. We have the high ground now. Alex is there. Eli is there. And also the woman that betrayed you, whose name escapes me. Judith! Judith is there. All of you are there in this stupid room. You, Alex, and Eli are all stuck in little pods, but Judith and Dr. Green are kind of walking around and telling you about their plans for world domination and all that rubbish. Eventually, Judith snaps and does a double betray and betrays Dr. Green by letting all of us out. Dr. Green freaks out a little bit and starts to run away and manages to escape by time that you catch up with him. So now it's a bit of a race because Dr. Green plans to escape off planet. He's going to use a host body to kind of like transfer himself off to a different planet in league with the Combine. Oh my god, there's millions of them. There's millions of them. There's actually millions of them. Hopefully that does a bit of damage. That does a lot of damage. Has that done them all? That's done most of them. Oh, we got Combine as well. Oh god, it's the ultimate civil triple war thing, whatever you call it. I don't know what you call a war between 3 people. The only thing that comes to mind is 3-way, and I'm really sure it's probably not that. Let's just try and focus down some of these shots. conserve ammo and all that good stuff. Okay, coming to the very end of the story now. Gordon and Alyx and everyone else involved are racing to the top to stop Dr. Green escaping, but also probably to mess up with the Citadel a little bit. Ow! Oh, I'm very low. Have you finished? Oh, it's one of the minigun people? Okay, well you can sit there for a bit while I just reload. Take it a bit chill. Can I put that in there as well? I can. Okay. You can have 4 in total. That's pretty fantastic. So you're fighting through the hordes of Combine that have been sent your way, the last of the Combine forces in the Citadel. And you eventually make it to the very top, where Dr. Green is. Ow. Oh my god, literally 0 HP. It's actually at 0. Well, it must be at like 1 or something, but even still. Holy nuts. Gah. And there is a big old reactor core up there, which I don't know if it's being used to teleport either Dr. Green off planet or something like that, but it's all kind of supercharged and ready to go. So Gordon, being Gordon, messes up with the place, breaks the reactor core and destroys it, causing a massive kind of like explosion from the Citadel. Or I guess like a meltdown of the Citadel. And Alyx and Gordon don't have enough time to escape that explosion, basically. And just as Alyx is kind of coming up with an elaborate plan to break out and go home, the Citadel explodes. The core explodes, the reactor melts down, and they get caught in the blast. Time freezes at that point, and G-Man himself comes wandering out from the shadows, who, by the way, has been stalking you throughout the entire game, in the classic fashion that he has been. He appears like just standing on all the little balconies watching you from every corner and crack, you name it, he's probably there watching, and he's been catching up with your progress. So, just like he did before, he takes you back into cold storage, and mentions that your performance has been outstanding with this event, and that there's been multiple kind of like proposals or bids for your services by mysterious other people who we do not know who they are. Can I not? I've already used it. Okay. And then he disappears, seemingly leaving you in a stasis kind of section once again. Very interesting. And that's where the game ends. Now there is a Half-Life Alyx, just a Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and Episode 2.
That's not Combine. Maybe a scavenger? Be careful.
Someone up there? It's a girl. Huh. Yeah, so that's where it ends. I think that it doesn't have much relevance to this story, personally. I think Half-Life 1 had a lot more Alyx.
What is Russell?
Listen to that.
Shh. Okay, well, go get them.
Go get them?
You took over the entire planet in 7 hours. How is it taking so long?
It's talking to the Combine.
That was sarcasm. Well, I'm thrilled you thought that. Yes, that was sarcasm as well. And just to remind you, the thing I need to talk to your boss about is how we're running out of time.
Kind of sounds like Judith. Maybe we meet her here. No way. Just as I was saying, there's barely any relevance. But the thing I wanted to get across is just kind of what happens in those events. The kind of like big invasion that takes place. The fact that G-Man is still relevant to the story. And the fact that he's got this mysterious kind of invisible storyline that no one really knows where it's going, how it's going. And the fact that Gordon Freeman lives is a very powerful weapon and could be a very powerful ally, / might possibly be inside this giant vault that we're about to break out. You never know. So there we go. And that was, of course, the shortened down version of the story. It goes on a very long time. There's loads of different interactions and whatnot that you do. That drags the not drags the story on, but makes it a much longer experience than what I've kind of told you in this hour.
What am I doing here?
What are you doing here? Why do you sound kind of like Alyx? Who are you?
Hi. Okay,
Wait,
great. Finally, hi. We need to move the box, or this thing is going to be Black Mesa all over again. Well, now I'm telling you it is ready. Look, if it's still here when she gets there, he's gone. What in the history of today makes you think you're going to stop her? Look, this guy we've got in there survived Black Mesa. He raised holy hell and then just disappeared. We finally caught him and you're just going to let him go again? Move the box!
That's Gordon Freeman. Survived Black Mesa.
Survived
Mysteriously
Black
disappeared at
Mesa,
the end.
Then disappeared. Eli, they do have a super weapon.
God damn it, Russ, they got Gordon Freeman.
Oh,
They do.
wow. That's good, right?
This
That's really-
is very, very good.
This is a miracle.
He's like the
Alright.
Doom guy of the Half-Life universe.
Let's go save Gordon Freeman.
Oh.
Incoming. Hey, give me a second.
Oh, sugar. Oh, sugar. Oh, if I mess this shot up. I wonder if I can just leave them. Ooh, no. That drone's totally gonna reveal my position. It's hesitating. Don't you dare. Oh, of course you did. Oh, you were scripted all along. You were friggin' scripted! Alright, that's the end of you. Few more? Where's that? Okay, yep. Alright. I'm not looking. Hi! Whew. Well, I think I'm going to end that there. So we've kind of run out of time here, but thank you very much for watching. That is the end of the Half-Life 2 story and kind of the recollection of Half-Life in general. Of course, there are Half-Life Episode 1 and Episode 2 that do stretch the story a little bit and do tell you a tiny bit more about G-Man, but I don't think I'm going to have enough time to cover it here on the series. Do recommend you definitely search it up, though, because it is very interesting, and the Half-Life lore in general is just really, really interesting. And of course, if you enjoyed the video and this happened to be the one that you randomly clicked, then you can go down into the description and there will be a link to the full gameplay playlist that you can go and watch the entire of this series up until this point. Now, in the next episode, I am sure that we are probably going to break into the vault and potentially, I hope, get to the end of this game too and find the ultimate climax of the story. So until then, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one. So until then, goodbye!